It is a humiliation. The invincible intruder, dragged through the sand like a tattered rag.
In the cool shadow, the hyenas gather, guarding against the heat.
It is not strength that walks toward the den, it is audacity. The sharp cries of the young one reveal. Blinded by dust and teeth, the badger trips. The stolen prize falling into the parched dirt. It realizes its error. It unhinges its jaw, yielding his stolen catch. The matriarch steps toward the fragile offspring. She carries him back to the womb of the dead. The nursery is safe. But for the thief, ill has come due. The hyenas coordinate. Cooperation is the hallmark of the clan. Eyes and teeth fixed on it. They tighten around it, circling the badger, beginning their act of vengeance. A sudden, sharp bite to the base of the tail, its legs losing purchase. It snaps, it bites, it dares to stand its ground. It clamps its jaws around a hyena's nostril. For a brief moment they falter, hesitating. Then the storm returns, leaving the hyenas wary and frustrated. To survive, it twisting, striking where it can. The badger fights with all its might, but it is outnumbered. And against whom? The wild's most ruthless. It dares them to finish it. But the circle is tightening. Dust rises beneath pounding paws. There is no escape from the numbers. The hyenas strike at once. They surge as one. The intruder from every side. Snarls overlap. Dust explodes into the air. The ground trembles beneath the weight of numbers. At the center stands the honey badger, small, defiant, unyielding. Defiance means little against a clan. They press forward relentlessly from the front, from the flanks, from behind. Every way is closed. Survival is impossible. Only teeth, only the closing storm. The circle tightens. The noise becomes a single, violent roar. Jaws and claws strike from every side, relentlessly, indiscriminate. This is not a duel. It is a reckoning of numbers. It is a humiliation. The invincible intruder, dragged through the sand like a tattered rag. A crushing bite sinks into its neck. Pinned, it can neither fight nor protect its dignity. The spirit remains, but the body is spent. It collapses for the final time. The clan gathers over the fallen body. Skin stretches, sliding over the muscle, but refuses to part. The vast African savanna, a landscape defined by the eternal rhythm of life and death. Spotted hyenas are often misunderstood as mere scavengers. In reality, they are highly proficient hunters. Members of the clan take time to rest in the shade. They live in complex social groups, known as clans.
All Hyena society is strictly matriarchal. A single high-ranking female leads the entire group with absolute authority.
In this hierarchy, even the lowest-ranking female outranks the most dominant male.
Social bonds are reinforced through constant physical interaction and a sophisticated language of vocalizations. Hyenas also submerge their kills to hide the scent from competing predators like lions, vultures.
This caching behavior ensures the clan has a reliable food source when active hunting becomes difficult. Survival in the wild depends entirely on the collective strength and intelligence of the clan.
At a carcass, a strict social hierarchy dictates the specific order of feeding.
Hyenas. The alpha female and her immediate relatives eat first, while lower-ranking members must wait.
These carnivores are essential architects of a healthy ecosystem. The endurance of the spotted hyena.
The hyena expected panic, but the meerkats answered with teeth and fury. In the heart of the dry savanna, where the weak are usually left with only two choices, run or be erased, the hyena appeared. It didn't rush, it smiled with a mouth full of sharp teeth, its cold eyes scanning the small group of meerkats. In its mind, the outcome was already decided. Small, fragile, afraid, an easy meal. But today, the savanna miscalculated. There was no screaming, no chaotic retreat. Instead, tiny bodies stood upright, eyes hardened like steel, teeth bared, and a fury born from the deepest instinct to survive ignited. As the hyena stepped closer, the meerkats did not retreat, they advanced. They bit, they screamed, they surrounded the predator with a unity more terrifying than size. In that moment, strength was no longer measured by body mass, it was measured by the will to protect one another. The hyena hesitated, its confidence cracked, because what stood before it was no prey, but a force ready to fight to the end. And then the unthinkable happened. The predator turned away. Because sometimes the greatest fear of the powerful is when the weak refuse to be afraid. This story doesn't belong only to the savannah. It carries a message for us all. True strength is not found in claws or fangs, but in a spirit that refuses to bow.
Across the sun-scorched savanna, where the ground radiates heat and life hangs by a thread, a silent threat begins to move. Concealed by low grass, a snake glides forward. Every motion deliberate, every pause measured. Its target is not a towering beast, but a fragile treasure, a clutch of ostrich eggs exposed beneath the open sky. Rich in nutrients, these eggs are more than a meal. They are the promise of a future generation. Guided by scent and instinct, the snake locates the nest with uncanny precision, advancing cautiously, aware that a single mistake could be fatal. Then, the mother senses danger. Rising to her full height, her sharp eyes lock onto the intruder as she steps between predator and eggs. She carries no venom, no talons, only immense strength and an unyielding maternal resolve.